You know, we don't have much else in this town to draw people to. I understand we have a new school, but most of the time, the population increases when we have jobs. So from that perspective, you know, it's hard to say, well, we want certain businesses and expect us to grow, like John was mentioning in his earlier comments. So.
Would there be, if we were to allow it, I don't believe we put any restrictions on the locations of it. I understand early on the state had initial limitations, so many feet from schools, so many feet from churches, but according to Jordan, that those are no longer applicable.
Well,
so would we
right, we would have to look at our zoning maps and see if the commercial districts are restrictive enough for what Andrew is referencing there, that if there's certain locations that we currently have zoned commercial that we may or may not would like to have one of these businesses in, we need to tighten those down as he's suggesting.
Yeah, we issue liquor licenses. We've done a block of a couple of churches and a school, a couple of schools. Where would you put something like that?
I don't know, that's why, you know, because in my mind, you know, like you said, Rick, you know, it takes, you're gonna walk by a bar just trying to get to the courthouse with the kids, you know, so to me, your point's very valid. We already have that quote-unquote issue. You know, that's not the best way of handling it either. So in my mind, the zoning is the area that you would do this. Now, would these businesses cause problems? Well, they're pretty restricted, just as you mentioned. Bars have their own additional things that they have to comply with. So.
So I think where we're at as a council is, we would have this piece of paper that would say no, and we would have this piece of paper that would have no restrictions. Would that probably wouldn't be that hard to draft up, right?
We can do whatever you want.
What does the Alderman think about that?
What's he drawing up?
Just something the complete opposite of the sample that was handed out that was saying that there would be no restrictions on it. I think that's where we're at.
Excuse me, then would you could amend the restrictions at a later date?
We could.
I can't see going into a blind with no restrictions. That sounds like trouble to me.
Well, it's restricted in the sense they have to be located in a commercial zone. You know, you just can't open up a business in your garage, and that's zoned residential.
I don't mean restrictions just for the property. I'm talking about other restrictions. You know, like where are they going to be able to put it in the zones? But all those going to be.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You got to look at the zoning, the commercial zoning right now, and say, are you comfortable with that, or do you feel it needs to be restricted even further from the commercially zoned areas of the city?
That's what I'm saying. You can amend that.
Yes.
What you're saying.
Yes.
How many commercially zoned do we have in the city?
What's that?
How many commercially zoned places do we have in the city?
Well, we don't, it's maybe two. You would have to look on the zoning map. We have a big one at City Hall, and there's one on the city website. And it'll,
Between it and the agriculture.
Something that the city council was going to do.
Is that commercial and agricultural?
no, agriculture's, off the top of my head, is restricted for agricultural production.
Is this an agricultural product? Being ag?
No. It would be an actual commercial dispensary. I would view it as a retailer if it's a dispensary or a cannabis lounge for that matter. So,
What if it's an agricultural product? I mean, like where you grow it, then it is an agricultural. How will it be taxed then?
what specific area are you referencing?
Well,
Tax on what?
well, can you tax like the income I mean,
You can only tax
I'm
the
not quite
sales.
sure how that,
We can't tax it here locally as income tax, no.
We would just gain like the property taxes, like any other business.
okay.
Like
I had
if,
thought
like
you
if you
said
were to
that.
go like,
Wasn't
maybe,
sure.
are you talking like if there was like a cultivation center or a
Yes.
grow house like outside of town or something?
Yes, yes.
We would just, I think, benefit from like the rate of taxes, like any other business would produce. Because there's nothing to sell, so there's no sales tax.
But that would be the ag part of it, so.
To get a better feel of what the community might want, would it be feasible for the city to send out a mailing to each household in town to get their
Probably
feelings
not,
with
no.
feedback?
I mean, not with the time frame that we have, no. I think it's a great idea, I do, but at the same, I mean, the decision lies with the alderman, so we can ask the public opinion all we want, we've been talking about it for months. I mean, if, I advise everybody that if they have something to say, to contact their alderman and give them your opinion on the decision that they have to make.
But if it was feasible, I think you'd get a better feel for the community by sending.
Maybe.
My gut is that it.
We've sent out surveys before about the water and how many were returned, Matt? 30, 40?
I think we had, yeah,
We offered $10 off their water bill too.
it was like 50 or so, and then we didn't. Yeah, that's true, we didn't.
You decide your level of involvement with the town. If you want to come to this meeting, you will, you know.
All the aldermen's contact information is on the city webpage. I believe everybody's got a phone number and an email address, so however you'd like to contact any of us.
And it's available at City Hall as well.
Just along with that, I don't even know who our alderman, my alderman is.
Where do you live?
North Spring Street, block north of the high school, block and a half.
That would be,
Are you north or south of Mason?
I'm not sure where Mason, what street Mason is.
East.
East of Mason.
Huh?
South.
South of
South of
Ward.
Ward.
You're in Ward 3, which is mine and Dan's.
Dan Smock.
Yours and whose?
Dan Smock,
He's not here.
he was recently elected.
You have 2 more.
So you got just 2 meetings to vote to not allow this.
One.
Because the other meeting would be Christmas Eve. The other meeting would be Christmas Eve, which is historically not held.
So if you fail to pass an ordinance to not allow it, then anybody can come in and do it.
We have been discussing it for months. We have. I mean, I've told Kelly what I tell you. Back in May, I want it on the agenda every week until then. So,
You're short an alderman tonight.
I agree.
Right.
You could call a vote and not have to break a tie, Matt.
Don?
Those of us that are interested are here.
Exactly.
Not really. There's a lot of people down the ball game tonight, so.
Those of us that are interested are here.
I will allow an alderman to call a vote with the sample that is in front of them, if they so wish. However, I cannot motion to amend the city code. That is within the sole power of the city council.
I will make a motion to adopt ordinance putting on all the restrictions and the idea that in the future we can revisit and pull the restrictions back.
Motion has been made. Is there a second? No second, that motion fails. Thank you, Andrew. Okay, so Jordan will prepare something that is basically the complete opposite of what you've been given. He will have that to you tomorrow. Yeah, I'm sure it is. In the near future. I believe that is where we are with it unless there's another motion to be made.
Joyce, was there something about the full restrictions that you did not like? Is there some level of that we can settle tonight?
No, no particular restriction. I'm just bothered by, whether or not to give an okay in any way, shape, or form for marijuana to be here. I know it's gonna be in Springfield and Chicago and wherever else, but I just can't feel that we need it here.
Was it clear that the motion I made was to not okay the marijuana?
The motion would be to approve the ordinance that I had drafted, which would ban all commercial.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, Phyllis.
We couldn't hear what his motion was. Would it have been possible to...
So I passed around a sample ordinance. I don't know if everyone's had a chance to see them. I didn't make a lot of copies.
Okay.
It's basically a sample of a resolution approved by the city council that would not allow, that would have restrictions on all type of businesses regarding the use of recreational cannabis. This is prepared to us and been presented to the council. Andrew made a motion to approve this municipal code change, and there was not a second. Is there any other further discussion?
So you're going to have another proposal drafted, which is just the opposite of this, to give you something to vote on? Is that
Yes.
And if either of those happen, like if we don't approve either, it's fair game. So by default, it's allow everything.
Okay, if there's no other comments on that, is there any need to go to executive session? No. If not, we'll call this meeting to an end. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Thank you.